Georgia was among the first group of countries to support China's Belt and Road Initiative when it was announced in 2013. So how would you assess this program so far?
For us, it's very easy because we are the part of the Asian Silk Road and we fully share the philosophy of Asian Silk Road. For us, the Silk Road is the manner of life. It's an openness, it's a trade, it's a connection, it's a people-to-people connection, it's a much more than only infrastructure or logistics.
A couple of days ago, Georgia and China signed their free trade agreement. For trade, Georgia is the smaller one of the two countries. So are you concerned that they might be imbalanced in terms of which side benefits more from this trade deal? And how would you deal with this possible imbalance?
We see opportunity. As I mentioned, the economy is open. We're too small to have the protectionism in our country. In the size of country like we are, if you have the protectionist philosophy, it makes a lot of pressure on inflation. So we are open economy and we are open to the Chinese people, Chinese investment and Chinese trade. We have very good business environment. We are number 17 in the doing business. We are number 13 in the freedom of economy by the Heritage Foundation.
But actually, FTAs have become unpopular in some circles. For instance, American President Donald Trump's opposition to free trade and accusations that China has stolen U.S. jobs. So what value do you see in increasing trade with China, and what will be the political implications of this deal?
I don't think that we will lose any job. In spite, I see that we create the jobs. We create the jobs in trade and we create jobs in production. As I mentioned, China should become #1 market for Georgia wine, and it means that we will create a lot of new jobs. So regarding the political implication, we see that the free trade agreement which was signed 2 days ago brings the China-Georgia relations on the new level, because there are a lot of provisions which are very beneficial for both of countries, for Georgia and for China as well.
Well, you've just mentioned the bilateral relations between China and Georgia. Actually, China has a very good relationship with Russia, but Georgia and Russia have had differences. So what will closer ties with China mean for Georgia and its relationship with Russia?
I don't think that it somehow affects on the Georgian-Russian relations. But at the same time, I would like to mention that today, when the 20% of Georgia's territories are occupied by the Russian, we still have the pragmatic approach. So we promote the people-to-people connection. A lot of Russians coming to Georgia and they are warm welcome as tourists. Our goods are selling to the Russian market during the years and we are promoting this. Unfortunately, we don't see any progress in the diplomatic relations, but it cannot happen before these occupied territories will return.
But are you willing to improve the political ties?
We are willing to return our territory.
So that's the principle.
That's
the first step.
This is the first step.
There is a view saying that if Georgia were to be a main hub between Europe and Asia in the Belt and Road Initiative, China will guarantee Georgia stability given existing Western sanctions on Russia. Beijing at the moment serves as a very important partner of Moscow. So in this light, it will be imprudent of Russia's president to be unfriendly to Georgia. Do you agree?
I think that as many friends Georgia have, it's better for Georgia. So I absolutely agree that as better political relation we have with China, it's better for Georgia. It's increased the security of our country, and of course it's increased the stability.
So foreign investors should not worry about the safety of your country.
Absolutely. We are one of the most safest countries. The business environment is exceptional. Georgia is the most stable country in the region right now. We are the heaven of the peace.
Great. Thank you so much. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure, man. My pleasure.